Down Marble. Thanks so much for joining us today on one of our 14 affiliate stations. We're brought to you proudly each and every day by D&D Farm and Ranch. That's ddtexasoutfitters.com. Neighbor, let's take a look at the movement of corn, beans, wheat, live cattle, feeder cattle, and lean hogs. Corn turned around through the day session and ended the session 2 1/4 to 3 cents in the black. D's corn saw a 5-cent range on the day. Front month beans ended midweek session double-digit losses of as much as 1.4%. Looks like that November contract was just a penny and a half off the low. Chicago wheat prices into the midweek session 2.5 to 3.5 cents lower. KC wheat ended down 4 to 4.5. As we look toward cotton, it fell by double digits on Wednesday. December saw a 177-point range for the day. Hogs fell another 75 to $1.45 on the midweek session. As we look toward cattle futures, they were up triple digits across the front months as December closed $1.97 higher. Neighbor, there are your futures movement from Wednesday. We're on the line with Chris Carter from Karnes County Livestock Exchange down Kennedy Way. Chris, we always begin by thanking the folks that do business with us each week.
Yes, sir, Larry. We do want to thank all of you for your consignment. Last week, we ended up with 676 head of cattle and started the morning off with a 2.5-inch range. The market was a little softer on packers and the 400-plus feeders, but stronger on the 400 and lighter calves.
Walk the pens with us.
Number 1 steers, 2 to 3 weight, 240 to 320. 3 and 4 is 276 to 350. 4 and 5 weights, 243 to 315. 5 and 6 is 224 to 254. 6 and 7 is 216 to 227. And the 7-8 weights, 201 to 214. And the heifers, 2 to 3 weight, 213 to 275. 3 and 4 is 230 to 285. 4 and 5 weights, 218 to 242. 5 and 6 is $2 to 250, 250. 6 and 7 is 191 to 215. And the 7-8 weights, 192 to 217. We had 9 packer bulls. High yielding was $1.12 to $1.18. Medium 99 to $1.05. On the packer cows at 98. High yielding was 95 to $1.02. Medium 81 to 89. And the low end 58 to 72. We had 4 bred cows. The better end brought 1,300 to 1,460, and the planter one's 950 to 11 1/4. And we had 4 pair, and they brought from 1,200 to 1,400.
What's under the barn for this week?
At the present time, we're tagging on 447, and we're looking for about 600 to 6 1/4 come sale time. In our count, we've got 47 packers, 9 to be palpated, 9 pair, and the rest are yearlings. We do have 3 Sim Angus bull yearlings. They have not been tested. We also have 3 bull calves and 7 heifers weighing about 500, and these are all papered Herefords.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
If you have any questions, please call Weather and Rouse at 361-542-0810 or myself at 210-286-5345.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Neighbor, let's take a look at the meat moves from yesterday. We'll begin with the national pork carcass cutout value, 68 lower at 92.39. Federal hog slaughter, 1.457 million head. Looks like the cattle side of the equation. As we look toward USDA's boxed beef prices, weaker in the afternoon report, 78 cents lower in the choice, 85 in the select. Estimated slaughter, 379,000 head. That compares to 375 last week, 383 a year ago. As we look toward the fat cattle, 182 to 183 is all we've been able to score by midweek. Neighbor, there's your meat moves. It's a Wednesday. That means we had a cattle sale in Fredericksburg at Gillespie Livestock. Sean, how did the sale go?
I thought we got along good, Larry. Ended up with a little over 800. Didn't quite get our 1,000, but market was good. Some of the really good cattle still sold really good. Had quite a few plainer cattle today. Some of those quotes might not look quite as high, but that was, some of the plainer cattle. We had a lot of, it's kind of a lot of longhorn in some of these calves, and those cattle sure weren't as high on the quotes as what they were the last few weeks, but the good cattle sure were, and they sold good. Cows and bulls, they was steady. Looked like might have had a tick more on them than they did last week. So all in all, I thought we got along very, very well. Everybody, a lot of buyer anticipation, and everybody jumped in there and looked like they needed some cattle. So we got along good.
Good. Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you for next Tuesday's sheep and goat sale, Wednesday's cattle sale.
They can reach us at 830-997-4394 at the office there. And then also, Larry, on Tuesday, we've got those spotted billies and spotted nannies that are coming. And then on Wednesday, we've got 5 registered Angus bulls, the 18 months old, fertility tested, ready to go. Anybody need any Angus bulls, give us a holler or come see us on Wednesday on the bulls and Tuesday on the billies.
Sean, thank you. We'll talk to you next week.
Alrighty, thank you.
Bye-bye. It's a Wednesday. That means we had a cattle sale in Fredericksburg at Gillespie Livestock. Sean, how did the sale go?
I thought we got along good, Larry. Ended up with a little over 800. Didn't quite get our 1,000, but market was good. Some really good cattle still sold really good. Had quite a few plainer cattle today. Some of those quotes might not look quite as high, but that was, some of the plainer cattle. We had a lot of, it's kind of a lot of longhorn in some of these calves, and those cattle sure weren't as high on the quotes as what they were the last few weeks, but the good cattle sure were, and they sold good. Cows and bulls, they was steady. Looked like might have had a tick more on them than they did last week. So all in all, I thought we got along very, very well. Everybody, a lot of buyer anticipation, and everybody jumped in there and looked like they needed some cattle. So we got along good.
Good. Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you for next Tuesday's sheep and goat sale, Wednesday's cattle sale.
They can reach us at 830-997-4394 at the office there. And then also, Larry, on Tuesday, we've got those spotted billies and spotted nannies that are coming. And then on Wednesday, we've got 5 registered Angus bulls, the 18 months old, fertility tested, ready to go. Anybody need any Angus bulls, give us a holler or come see us on Wednesday on the bulls and Tuesday on the billies.
Sean, thank you. We'll talk to you next week.
Alrighty, thank you.
Bye-bye. Neighbor, I'd like to remind you about George Weichel and the good folks at Wholesale Steel, San Antonio Steel. Heavy-duty lifetime warranty on their cattle panel. The standard duty panel also. Heavy-duty and standard-duty pasture gates. They're a new Preferred dealer, and they'll beat anybody's prices on the Preferred products. They've got Stay Tight 50 and Stay Tough fencing both. Cattle work in pens. They've got 2 Texas locations. They've got the San Antonio store, call 210-624-2000, or the Hearn Bryan College Station store, 979-280-6100. Now remember, that Hearn location is off Highway 6, and the San Antonio location is there off Texas 16. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Fridays and Saturdays, 8 to 4. You can find them on the web at wholesalesteelsa.com. Of course, that's the San Antonio store, or wholesalesteelbcs.com. And that's the Bryan College Station Hearn store. Oh, and by the way, tell George Weichel that Larry Marble sent you. We're on the line with Kelly Thigpen, Pearsall Livestock. Kelly, how'd the sale go?
I had a good sale, Larry. We were a little bit lighter due to the rain and whatnot. Got a wonderful rain last night. Ended up with about 1.5 inches. Kind of started raining about bedtime and took all night to rain, and ended up with a good 1.5 inches there at the barn, and slowed things down this morning, but ended up with 427 head. Oh, looked like they put a little bit of money back on those Packer cows and bulls this week. I guess $1.03 on the best cow there today. Didn't really have any good bulls, outstanding bulls. I guess the better end we had kind of $1.15 or $1.16. Had a few replacement type cows in the mix, up to 1,700, I guess, on bred cows. Up close to 2 on 1 or 2 pairs, just not much selection in the way of the pairs. Calf and yearling, they were pretty much fully steady with what they were last week. A little bit different kind of cattle than what we had last week. Didn't have the big good steer cattle like we had last week. Had a lot of bull yearlings and stuff like that, but sold pretty well fully steady. Some of these lighter cattle, these real fresh light calves, maybe a tick off this week, but this rain sure going to help that, I think. Help these lighter cattle out a good bit. So, like I said, ended up 427. Thought everything went good.
Tell everybody how to contact you for next week's sale, Kelly.
Call us there at the office, 830-334-3653. Mobile number is 334-1047. The website's PearsallLivestock.com.
Kelly, thanks for the call.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. I'm down on the farms, Larry Marble. I'm with Tony from D&D Farm and Ranch. Tony, you got news on T-Post?
Yes, sir, I do. Right now, our 6.5 foot American-made 133 T-posts went down. They're at $5.99, and that's if you buy one or however many you need.
Well, tell everybody how to get that great deal in this new price drop on T-Post.
Well, they can reach me out at 830-379-7340, extension 162.
We've been with Tony from D&D. Tony, have a good day. Help those people when they come by to buy T-Post.
Yes, sir, sure will. Thank you.
You're welcome. We're on the line with Jim Wheeler, Atascosa Livestock, Pleasanton, Texas. Jim, how did the sale go this week?
Wasn't bad. Ended up with 386 head. Cow market picked up a little bit from last week. Calf market was steady, I'd call it.
Walk the pins with us.
All right. 131 steers, 126 heifers, 103 cows, 17 bulls. Steer side 2 to 3 weights, 210 to 275. Heifers were $1.90 to $2.50. 3 to 4 weight steers, 210 to $2.70. Heifers were $1.80 to $2.45. 4 to 5 weight steers, $2 to $2.67. Heifers were $1.80 to $2.35. 5 to 6 weight steers, $1.85 to $2.45. Heifers were $1.75 to $2.25. 6 7 weight steers, $1.80 to $2.25. Heifers were $1.65 to $2.10. 7 8 weight steers, $1.80 to $2.20. Heifers were $1.60 to $2. 8 to 9 weight steers, $1.70 to $2.18, and the heifers were $1.30 to $1.75 there Tuesday.
What'd they have on the cows?
198. Best packer cow brought $1.550. Best bull brought $1.17. Sold bred cows anywhere from $900 to $1,400. And we had a couple little pairs we kept together. They brought $12.25 and $13.50.
Are you aware of anything for next week, Jim?
Yeah, there's a few more people got some big calves to sell. Maybe the lighter calves will slow down a little bit. We were blessed with an inch of or 8/10 of rain here yesterday, so it's starting to green everything up a little bit with that other shower we had last week.
Good. Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Reach us at 830-569-2516.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. McCoys.com. McCoy's Building Supply. Still family-owned, strong, growing, and relevant for our ag community. With their own cattle ranches in West Texas, they understand the rural ag economy. Farm and ranch equipment from working chutes and sorting pens to cattle panels and gates, T-post fencing and barbed wire. Shop online and find the store near you at McCoys.com. I'm on the line with Klein Spear. Klein, it's time to go over the sheep and goat sale and preview cattle. Let's do that right now.
Went well yesterday at the goat sale, Larry. We had 575 head there. Pretty much steady with last week, kind of carbon copy week this week from what we had there last week. The heavy lambs, $1.30 to $2.05, and those light lambs, $1.50 to $2.40. Those fat ewes, $60 to $1.25, and those thin ewes, $30 to $85. Those packer nannies, $40 to $1. Those fat Spanish nannies, $90 to $1.20. Those stocker nannies, $1.40 to $2.60. Good cabritos, $2.30 to $3.70. Those lightweights, $1.80 to $3.20. And the billies yesterday, $1.65 to $2.15. So kind of pretty good market there. Some guys got a little rain around, so that market might have a little improvement coming to it maybe.
Good. So that's the sheep and goat side. How about cattle?
Got about 300 head on the yard this evening. Got a few more cows coming in the morning we know of. So got about 30 or so to palpate in the morning. Have some kind of good black cows in the mix there. And got some really good calves and yearlings sitting here. Got some wean calves. So should have around that, probably around that 450, maybe 500 head range, depending on if some guys can get in and get worked. Sure hope everybody got a little rain around, but I know it's a little spotty in places. But market's sure awful good right now.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Klein Spear.
Give us a call at the office, 830-278-5621. My cell phone, 830-591-3241.
Klein, we appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry.
Bye-bye. Neighbor, here's a quick reminder about Live Oak Livestock Auction special replacement female sale coming up Monday, October the 23rd. Consignments include 45 Red Angus Beefmaster Cross heifers, 25 F1 Brayford cows, 35 Brangus Baldy, Red Baldy, and Ball Bred heifers, 15 Brangus Baldy and Red Baldy first calf heifer pairs, 30 Bred Brahma heifers, 30 F1 Brayford Open heifers, and 15 Brayford Santa Gertrudis crossbred heifers. heifers. Plenty more. We'll list them as the sale gets closer. For more information on Live Oak Livestock Auction Special Replacement Female Sale coming up Monday, October the 23rd, call Riley Rhodes, 361-813-6650. Neighbor, here's a shorter look at the grains, courtesy of the Texas Department of Agriculture. Gulf corn, 563 3/4 to 565 3/4. Panhandle grains, corn, 515 to 579. Milo, 523. And wheat, 582. Texas cotton, 85.05 across 591 bale. Neighbor, that's it for Down on the Farm. We appreciate you listening to our 14 affiliated stations or at downonthefarmradio.com.